Alright. Let's get one thing out of here. Delete. I know where all these go. And E, you don't need an E tier. Alright, just classic S, A, B, C, D, F. Alright, Freddy Fazbear, the man himself. He's got such a strong reputation in, like, the overall community, the games himself. I mean, it's literally Five Nights at Freddy's. Especially in the meme culture, too. He's been getting a lot of traction, so I think it's, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm putting him in S tier. Now we're going down to Bonnie. Bonnie, I like him. He's a fun character. I do gotta say, he doesn't have eyebrows, which is one bad thing. He gave Scott nightmares. That's one thing I like about him. But honestly, he overall doesn't stand out. You can see that throughout the games. He just doesn't get as much love. Sure, there's like Spring Bonnie, but FNaF 3 didn't even have a Phantom Bonnie. They just got Springtrap. And I feel like his presence is undermined by the fact that he just gets replaced by another rabbit. And for that reason, I'm gonna put him in. I'm on the edge between high C, low B. But I'll give him B because he is really nice and open custom night. Chica. Chica has a pretty good reputation in the community as, like, you know, Chica Chicken eats. Got Mr. Cupcake too. Who doesn't love Mr. Cupcake? FNaF 1 Chica, though, kind of seen as a derp character. Which, I mean, it was nice as a kid, but looking back at it now, it's kind of not that fun. I feel like out of all the main 4, Chica is just like the most forgettable. I don't know. I'm gonna give Chica D tier. Not that good. Foxy, though. Foxy is like the main reason, the only reason in the first game that you have to open your cameras. This man, from the first game, was already a menace. And he has that little bit of, like, factor in his design. Like, since he's out of order, Scott was able to put those tear marks on him, making his design just a lot stronger. And, like, even though his legs are animatronics, I still love his design so much. It's like he's wearing shorts. And he's also just such a fun guy. I do hate him in Open Custom Night, but I think I'm gonna have to give him an A tier. I love Foxy. Golden Freddy, the original Golden Freddy, is such a good character. Because he was, like, just something that threw off the community. We loved him at the time. We would make, like, Golden Toy Freddy, Golden anything. Because he was just elusive. He was a mystery. We didn't understand him. Which makes... He was the secret 5th animatronic in the first game. Like, you think, oh, how many does the first game have? 4? No, it's got this guy. And just because of his elusiveness and how the games are built around being elusive, all the lore and all that, I'm gonna give him S tier. Endo. Guessing this is like first game Endo. He just like appears as an Easter egg. It's not that fun. He's cool, but there's really nothing to say about him. F. Phone guy. He's got the iconic, hello, I want to record a message for you. Tell me you're settled in on your first night. I'm actually working it off for you. Finished up my last week now, as a matter of fact. But I mean, I feel like he's just undermined. A lot of people mute his call. That's his entire point in UCN. You mute him. But he does have good lore insight. You know, it's kind of fun to hear those old audios again. Pretty nostalgic. I'm gonna give him B tier below Bonnie. Toy Freddy. Moving on to the second game, FNaF 2. Toy Freddy? He's not that great of a character overall, to be honest. I mean, he goes down the main hall, kind of appears in your office, gets trolled on for being fat. He's called a gamer because of UCN. And he even calls himself fat, and I think one of his death lines is,
It's not my fault. I have these fat plastic fingers and can't press the buttons.
He just lets more of a joke. Like, there's the first game Freddy, which is like, this is Freddy, he is scary, he hides in the shadows, he slowly moves towards your office and laughs all the time. Power goes out, he stares at you honestly through the door. Toy Freddy just kind of walks down the hall, appears in your office. Not even one of the scarier animatronics. He's just... They didn't even live up to the reputation of the name Freddy. I'm gonna put him at D tier, below Chica. Toy Bonnie. Toy Bonnie got a pretty good design, and if anything, is actually bigger than Freddy in that game. I'd say he's like one of the mains, because he actually does the whole thing in the room where he goes left and right, causes the blackout. One of the things you have to focus on more, especially from the first night. Now, the one thing I will say that's bad about him is his design. Yes, he's good character, you go through. Has some good moments, like staring in the camera with them big old eyes.
Stop staring at me with them big old eyes.
But the design, people always just call him like a woman. It's not. I don't know. I get the whole toy design, but it's just not a good look for Bonnie. Which is why I'm gonna put him right below normal Bonnie. No, I'll put him above normal Bonnie, since he has that power of throwing off your runs. He's like a lot more threat. Toy Chica. Mangle. Mangle's so gender. I do like their design. The whole idea of like you're able to make such an abomination in this children's restaurant and give it a kind of valid explanation. Not really though. If you think about it, they're really just gonna let children tear apart and put together an animatronic. But I really like the way that they hang from the roof in the game and like make that static noise. They're an interesting one. A lot of people like it. Kind of one of the female favorite animatronics, I'd say. Overall, I feel indifferent about her. I'm gonna put him at C tier. Balloon Boy. Ah, I hate Balloon Boy. Disabling those flashlights, laughing at you. He's really annoying. I think it's like, everyone can agree here. Like, sure, he's good gameplay reason. He's got a cute looking design. But what he does to you is enough to put him at F tier. Puppet. Puppet is a huge fan favorite. Everybody loves her. She makes FNaF 2 a lot harder. The only camera you have to actually watch in FNaF 2. Overall, the design I find is just really cool. Like, the whole design of the white stripes, the buttons, the mask with the tear stripes. Really good. The lore behind her. How like she gave life to the children. It's such a strong lore point and gameplay point. I'm going to put her at A tier above JJ. Let's be real, JJ's really only appearance is in UCN. She has that little Easter egg in FNaF 2, but like, I don't think I've ever seen her in it. I mean, UCN, while she is annoying just like Balloon Boy, she isn't as bad. Disabled doors, you can get rid of her easier. See, Balloon Boy, all of his annoyance comes from when I'm playing FNaF 2. But JJ, I mean, I'm gonna give her a D tier. It's pretty insignificant. And you don't even know what JJ stands for. Jaloon? Like, what? Now getting onto the Wizards, we got Withered Freddy to start. I feel like kind of on the same page as Toy Freddy. He doesn't live up to the Freddy name. Kind of just walks down the main hall, stares at you ominously, and then goes away. But I do like his design a whole lot more than Toy Freddy. He's like actually huge, intimidating, worn down, really gives that scary look. So I think I'll put him above Toy Freddy at C tier, even above Mangle, because he has that more ominous design. Withered Bonnie has to be my favorite Withered design, just for the fact of like the face being gone and seeing those red glowing eyes. Just really builds into the fear factor. The animatronic hand on his right and just no arm on the left. I just love that design. And they're tall. And I'm pretty sure it's speculated the FNaF 2 movie, they're gonna be like 10 feet tall. Thinking about, what's his name? The dude from... Yeah, he's like 5'5", I think. These animatronics gonna be towering over him. Like this is one of the best Bonnies in the series. I'm gonna put him at A tier above Foxy. Withered Chica. She T-poses in your office. She got no hands, and she just in your office. She's good gameplay. I feel like her design's alright. Does got like that unhinged jaw, which I think is a good point. But overall, not too special to the games. An Ultimate Custom Night. She gets stuck in the vent, once again feeding to the Chica's fat. Kind of like from the last game, like it loves eating and all that. I say she's better than normal Chica, kind of because of the design, but low C. Foxy. With Foxy is one of the most annoying things in FNaF 2. When you get a cool design, you got the most iconic jump scares. I feel like I liked his rundown design more in FNaF 1 than here in FNaF 2. I don't know, if anything, he looks worse. It's just like they cut off the bottom of his torso there. It kind of made his face not as interesting. It feels like it's longer compared to the glorious FNaF 1 like, Foxy with that insane jawline. No, he's just really annoying. I'm gonna put him at a low B tier. Since I still love Foxy. He's one of the cooler characters, let's be honest. Withered Golden Freddy. I feel weird about this one. Because while the first game Golden Freddy was the elusive, scary, all this. Withered Golden Freddy is just... You expect to see him a lot. You can literally set him to 20 AI in the menu, which like you shouldn't... I don't think you should be able to do that with Golden Freddy. He's just not as cool in the second game. He's still got that iconic slumped over, but I feel like the perfect, like, well put together Freddy with the golden design is a lot scarier than when he's run down, because you expect him to be run down combat. I don't like him as much. I'm going to put him... Tough to say, I'm kind of thinking between C and B here. But I'll put him right above Phone Guy. Endo 02. Once again, kind of just an Easter egg character. He's a bit more well known though, because he can appear in like 3 separate locations. Your office, Puppet Music Box, and the vent, I believe, are those are the places he can show up. I don't know, can he show up in Parts and Service? I don't think he can. He's definitely got more like iconic value than Endo 01, but still just an Easter egg. Nobody really cares about it. This dude, RXQ, or however you want to say his name, Shadow Bonnie. I really like him. He was my avatar for a while in VR chat when I played. He's just a lot cooler than the other Shadow. When he appears in FNaF 2, he's really rare, but he was still one of the more well-known things in FNaF 2. And kind of just made a strong impact. For like, his shadowy design, you could see his white teeth and white dot eyes. I feel like he really played into the original Golden Freddy mystery. I'm not even sure why he exists now. There's Dream Theory, but that was proven now, so I don't know, I really like him. I'll put him below Puppet. On the other hand, Shadow Freddy. He appears in one of the cameras, Parts and Service. What the camera's called? It's just like the storage room. I don't know. That room. Kind of slumped over. You don't see him as much. You never really check the cameras. He's not as cool. Never viewed as much. Which is why I'm gonna put him below Endo 02. I feel like nobody cares about this one. You can even see his features a bit better than the completely black Shadow Bonnie. He's like a secret nobody cares about. Alright, time to move on to Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Starting off with the man himself, Springtrap. I love Springtrap in this game because he can move wherever he feels like it. There's no set path to him. While he can be very easily tricked into just sitting in the same corner all night and never getting to you, I love that he can just move anywhere you want. He's smarter. He's human. And while his jump scare is boring, he kind of walks up. People can always view that as like, you know, he's a bit more strategic. He's not sporadic like the children's souls. Or he's going to attack but then realizing the person in front of him is his own son. There's a lot of strength to it. Springtrap is also just a fan favorite in general. He's got some good traction in the community. I believe that I will put him at a high A tier. The reason I don't put him at S tier, I'm not sure, honestly. I just don't feel like he deserves it. Maybe it's because he killed those children. I don't know. Moving on to Phantom Freddy. He's a phantom that doesn't feel like a threat. He's just minding his business. He's just taking a good old stroll, walking by, do. If you just don't pay attention, he won't attack you. I mean, UCN has been more of a threat, just kind of chilling in your office till you flash your light at him. I don't know. Once again, the name Freddy gets spit on. He isn't a big threat. You don't really care about him. But I do say I'll probably keep him at a C tier. Don't go lower, because I do like his design. I like for the most part, I like the Phantom designs. I like Ghost and all that. It's really interesting. I do say that, but when we get to Phantom Chica, not only do you never see her, like, you gotta go to a camera, you never check. She's Watermelon Chica. That's all you see when you look at her. Like, you can't tell me it's not Watermelon Chica. Scott fumbled with that design. The fact that she's, like, never seen F tier. Low F tier. Phantom Foxy, on the other hand, is pretty good gameplay design, because he's one of the Phantoms you actually see, no matter what you do, pretty much. And he just kind of stands ominously in the room. You can see him out of the corner of your eye before fully looking at him, and he jump scares you, and he, like, actually hinders you, unlike a lot of the other Phantoms. And once again, Foxy's just a good character, which is why I'm going to put him right in between these two bodies, in a B tier. I like his role in FNaF 3. Moving on to Phantom Mangle, is again one of those where you have to look at a specific camera to actually, get her to jump scare. So you just never really see him. He did get Redemption Ultimate Custom Night by being an annoyance, actually one of the problems in a 5020. If he appears, you gotta quickly go to, like, the vent system or duct and then back to camera. It's, like, actually causing a problem, causing a lot of noise. Does got that iconic just poking up their head and then making a ton of noise. I like that. But still not great. I'll put him at a high D. We're getting on to the most annoying. Keeping up his title of biggest annoyance in the game is Phantom BB, because he actually just appears in any camera he wants. Now, unlike normal Balloon Boy, I'm not just going to give him F tier because he's a little annoyance, because you can actually deal with him a lot easier. Just click off the camera really fast. And I see him as more of a stronger gameplay point. So that's why I'm going to put him right below Foxy. Phantom Foxy. They fit well, balance the game. Phantom Puppet. Phantom Puppet doesn't feel like she belongs in this game that much. I mean, when she's on the cameras, she's not even a phantom. Like, has a reflection and everything. And then appears in your room, getting all up close to you, and making a ton of noise, and then dipping. And there's another one where you have to look at a specific camera. While more likely than the other two, I just don't feel like their phantom presence is actually that important. It's just low D. The only reason I don't put it at F is because I still have the love for the puppet in general as a character. It doesn't feel like they belong. Alright, let's continue this with FNaF 4. Starting up with Nightmare Freddy. Something I love about Nightmare Freddy is the Freddles. You get the cute little guys that sit on the bed. They're just little guys. They're silly. Not to mention, he's kind of comes back up to the name of Freddy. He is one of the prevalent threats in that game. You can hear him when you're not even looking at the bed. Those Freddles making the noise. If you don't check on him, you're going to get attacked. He's something you constantly have to worry about in that game. Kind of bringing back the power of the name Freddy. It's 5 Nights at Freddy's. He's the main character. I will say you do feel like you're being threatened more by Bonnie and Chica when in reality Freddy is your main threat. He is so powerful that you're not even allowed to send him to 20 AI. Mad Freddy is only 10 AI. He's actually a big threat. Bringing back power to the Freddy name. I'm putting him in low A tier. Alright, Nightmare Bonnie. Something I don't dig about Nightmare Bonnie's design is just that hole in his chest. Like, it's just like he's wearing a vest or something. I don't know, it's weird. But I will say, I do love all the Nightmare designs. They're just like, Scott was really able to bring in that fear aspect of the animatronics without having to worry about, like, it's a kid's establishment because these are nightmares. But Nightmare Bonnie, where would I put him? I think I'd put him at a high B tier, above Toy Bonnie. Like, he's got that. I feel like he deserves that spot. While I do not like the vest-looking design, I still love the nightmare design, and the fact that he's a prevalent threat throughout the game. Nightmare Chica. Okay design, got a Nightmare Cupcake. Love Mr. Cupcake, as I said before. And something I love about Nightmare Chica is the fact that the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through. And also, the Cupcake actually does something now. Like, Cupcake can jump scare if you just sit in the room for too long and she sends it in after you. Like, Scott uses that ability. And the fact that she goes back in the kitchen from her FNaF 1 roots, like, I feel like the Nightmare's got a lot of love. And for that reason, I'm putting her right there, at A tier. I like more than Bonnie. She did get that boost because of that funny mark plan on it. Nightmare Foxy, once again, Foxy got some of the cooler designs. Like, the tongue, freaky. And he gets that FNaF 1 root of the running. You hear the pitter-patter left and right. If you don't check on him, he's running into your closet. And you gotta watch him from that FNaF 1 root. And you can turn him into a little plushie. But, like, this Foxy is a lot scarier than the other nightmares. I feel like it might be that Fox. Like, you see his teeth a lot more in his jaw. Well, you can completely ignore his threat by simply listening left and right and not messing up. I still think that he has a much stronger presence in this game. Which is why I'm putting him at S tier, honestly. Nightmare Foxy, low S tier. I love him. Nightmare Fredbear. He's a big guy. Like, you see him, compared to the other Nightmare animatronics, I feel like it's the more round aspect. I don't think he's that much taller. But he is, like, terrifying. You see him in the hall and he's, like, looking at you. Like, you have to actually flash your light to see him first. And it makes it feel a lot more, since the other ones you have to listen for breathing, close the door. When you do flash him in the hall, they just step away real quick. But you have to flash and see that he's staring you directly in the eyes. When he's on the bed or in the closet, he's just ahead, looking at you. It's a lot scarier than the other parts. And I feel like it's just, you have to face your fear there. Which is why I'm putting him at high A. Above Springtrap, high A tier. Nightmare, on the other hand, I don't like him as much. I still love him for the fact that, like, he is just an aggressive Nightmare Fredbear. And you look in the dark and it's just like the two black spots looking at you. You can see his silhouette. But for the fact that he's not as detailed, you can't even see through him. I feel like takes away from the fear I just described of you having to, like, face Fredbear. Because now you can't see as much. I mean, now you see his teeth, you see his eyes looking at you with silhouette. But seeing the detail of Nightmare Fredbear, I feel like is one of the better scary parts about him. Which is why I'm going to put him at a high B tier. I don't know. And he's like pretty much the same exact animatronic, just reskinned. Too. That's something I don't like. Now we're getting on to, let's swap these two spots. Yeah, these are all non-canon. So the next five are, oh, Jack or Chica. Well, these four all appear in UCN, which is kind of a weird part. Jack Bonnie, though, I don't know about him. He's got the cool nightmare design, got that fire within. Chunk at the head I kind of like. But, I don't know, the orange design kind of sticks with me. But he's pretty much the same. I think I'll just put him above normal Bonnie. Because they're kind of just the same character, but he looks cooler. Jacko Chica, on the other hand, I feel like she's better. Because the UCN prevalence. Got some lines. Got a funny little pumpkin instead of cupcake. I love that detail. And once again, the orange design sticks to me a lot better. I feel like it just outshines that design. Look at that. Looks a lot cooler. That's not where I'm putting her. Because I'm going to put her higher. I'm putting her above Nightmare Fredbear. Because I just love that design, mainly. That's what carries her in my head. Nightmare Mangle, I kind of bring this as a point of Phantom Puppet in the other game, it kind of feels like she just doesn't belong. A weird addition. And I mean, the making noise part in the FNaF 4 game is just a little weird. I don't know, I feel like FNaF 4 has the eerie silence interrupted by the pitter-patter of walking. When you have that just static playing, you can always hear. I feel like it takes away from that. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, you have to extract, like, it's in the way of your hearing, you're gonna mess up. It's just not as good. Also, the UCN part. Like, you're just a copy of Baby and Nightmare Bonnie. I'm gonna put him at F tier. Wait, why's Bloomberg right there? You go bottom. Time for Nightmarion. Nightmarion, UCN gets a lot of hate. Kind of just sits there, materializes in 0.8 seconds, and then kills. That's very annoying. But as the character, though, I really like it. It lives up to the Nightmare name. Got those long fingers moving at you slowly. You see that in VR, it's terrifying. Really, like, you see the smile looking at you, the white dot eyes. The jump scare is a little weirder, kind of like Nightmares. I forgot to mention that about Nightmares. The jump scare is weird. Kind of just gets up in your face, single image with the, and then game closes. Pretty sure. And like that Nightmare on the same one, which does lose points with that, but I still think the design and just the overall fear factor, like you see the rib cage, like that looks so cool. I'm gonna put her right there at A tier. I feel like mid A tier is a good spot for her. Nightmare Balloon Boy. I like him more than other Balloon Boy. He's got cool designs, those freaky fingers grabbing at you. And just like head cut in half to see all those teeth is really cool. Like he even mentioned that in UCN with one of his death lines. Come closer, help me count my teeth. I kind of like the design. He was annoying when doing 50-20. I'm gonna put him at C tier, right below Freddy. Plush Trap now. Plush Trap's weird. I don't know how to feel about him with his addition to the story. I mean, he's kind of just like a fun plush trap, fun little mini game. But that's it. That's kind of all he was. You got an appearance in FNaF World, but he was kind of lame. You get 2 hours off a night by doing this game, though, so that's a bonus. I think I'll put him above JJ. He does get annoyance in UCN. I think that boosts him up one more spot. Because it's UCN, like, you have to route yourself around him to perfectly watch him for a second, then go back to your cameras. Crying Child, or Garrett, if you want to call him that, in the movie. I like him. He's a cool little dude, deserved a lot better. And seeing get bit caused the iconic line, "Was that the bite of 87?" I really like him. Let's get that. Honestly, I dig the shirt. That being said, he's not as cool as all these guys. Like, I wouldn't put him in S tier. So how much do I like him? I think I like him enough. Put him C tier. Low C tier. I like him. But he's kind of just like mid-game. He's part of the Afton family. There's a lot better. There's a lot of controversy around him on the whole part of like who he is, what happened to him after the bite. You really don't know. Finally living in FNaF 4 territory, we got Sister Location. Baby, I really liked. I mean, she's massive. Like, all the fun times are huge. And she gets to play the role in the game where, like, she's actually talking to you. I'm pretty sure it's like Sister Location was like the first game they had voice acting, and she gets to play the role of like, I'm your friend, and then betrays you in the end, which, like, you know, anyone can see that coming from an animatronic. But I feel like her voice was able to give a lot more to the series. And also being part of the Afton family does give her bonus points. She gets a main character spotlight in this game too. She's pretty scary. I'm playing FNaF VR 1 and 2. Like, she's terrifying to see her. I'm gonna put her at S tier, above Nightmare Foxy. She's like genuinely terrifying. Alright, going into Ballora. I feel like the least impactful fun times. She just kind of appears in the game, doing like the crawling through, gets scooped. Got some banger hits. I've got too much to say about her though. I feel like she's gonna slide right into the C tier. I know a lot of people like her. There's whole speculation of like, oh yeah, Miss Afton, but I think she's gonna be a high C tier. Funtime Freddy, while not being the main character, is such a strong character in this game. You even got the little Bon hand puppet, which is like such a weird curveball, but everyone loved it. He's got like that insane voice. Like his glitches in his voice, like,
Hey, Bon, go get him!
like, and the way he talks. Like, I don't know, I just love everything about him with that. And the way he seems scarily approach you and just like use Bon to get him to go back. I love that part in the game. I think I'm putting him in A tier. I think it goes above Jacko Chica. He's just better than that. Funtime Foxy. A threat that makes you death coin in UCN. I feel like loses points to the fact that in UCN, no matter 1 to 20 AI, they're gonna be the same. Access Foxy in the custom nights of such a location, which I like. You know, the Foxy mechanic is one of my favorite in the FNaF games. You get the forced jump scare from them, which is pretty cool. I don't have too many feelings for this, but I do feel like it is a good character. Better than Ballora, but not as good as Funtime Freddy. I think B tier is a comfortable spot for them. I'll put them right in between these two. I feel like it's a comfortable spot that they fit in. Ennard. Ennard got undermined in UCN. Because, like, Ennard himself is a pretty interesting character. He's, you know, mix of all the other fun times and stuff. You get the mask that you see hanging up and then it's gone the night he's there. Like, I love that part, like, a little fact. I mean, he's terrifying if you really think about it. He scoops out your innards and then goes inside, taking over your body. You can see like the animation, like the pixel art, like spewing out the metal spaghetti. I don't know. I feel like he was just such a weird curveball in that game, but it worked so well. I'm gonna put him at a low A tier, right between these two. Going to the lesser characters of FNaF, such a location. You got Biddy Bab. I don't like Biddy Bab that much. I feel like they just don't do much. I don't have much to say about them. They go in F tier. Electrobab. The darker design makes them look cooler, but still nothing much to say about them. I feel like they just go right above Biddy Bab. They're like the same characters. Mini arenas, on the other hand, are actually funky little guys that cause a big pain in Night 4 of FNaF's sister location. I mean, that night had to get nerfed to be easier. Sister location, like Ultimate Custom, Sister location Custom Night, they get in your way, which is a fun little thing. So you do the same thing in Ultimate Custom Night because their mechanic was that good. And then in the VR games, you get to pick them up and throw them, which is really fun. Mini Venus was a stronger side character that I'd put in C tier, right above Ballora. Bonnet, fun little character. Acts the same way in sister location as they do in UCN, with the moving across, gotta click her in the nose. Wasn't as strong as the other side characters in that game. Kind of leaves a funny thing like, oh, you can swap out Freddy's hand puppet, but I don't know. I think I put him right there. I think I like that spot. I don't like Yendo. Much like Biddy Babs and stuff, he was just kind of there. Like a Freddy endoskeleton. Didn't make much sense. Never really made another appearance. I'm gonna put him below Biddy Bag because he makes less sense than them. But then, you know, coming out of the ballpark from all the other side animatronics, we got Lolbit. He was way cooler than Funtime Foxy. I mean, that orange and purple color scheme just looks better. Lolbit is, I don't know why, it's such a fun name. Get that LOL. You gotta type LOL to get rid of them. You got a secret mask design, like swapping the Ennard mask and the Knights. Kind of like X and At. They're just such a weird character, but in such a curveball way that I love. I'm putting a high B tier. Rockstar Freddy, please deposit 5 points. The Rockstars, well, didn't get much in FNaF 6 other than just being on the stage. They did get redemption in UCN by being actual threats. Rockstar Foxy, not Rockstar Foxy, Rockstar Freddy. He got the iconic please deposit 5 coins. He kind of sits in your office being ominous. He's got to be an icon, which is, I mean, all Freddys deserve. They're Freddy. Even in, like, the death screens when you get power-ups, he's there, pointing at it. Which is why I think I'm going to have to give him B tier. Above Golden Freddy, with the Golden Freddy. I like that spot. Moving on to the next one, though, we got Rockstar Bonnie. I'm not digging this design. I don't like that blue. I don't know, like the 5-finger design too, like they don't really have the F4 in the other games. That finger just makes it look weird in his guitar. His UCN prevalence is just find my guitar. And his death lines are a little weird. I don't like him. I'm putting him in D tier. Right there. No. You go below JJ. That's how I feel about you. Rockstar Chica, on the other hand, I love how in UCN, when you die, like, her voice has so much sass, which is something I like from Chica. Like, that sass just feels so powerful, gives her character a strong point. You got the funny, wet floor fear. And the maracas. She definitely stands out. But do I like her more than Rockstar Freddy? You can't just cam stall her. Something that's like really getting cam stalled. I think I'd like her a little less, but deserves to go right there next to Freddy. Rockstar Fox, in the hand, this guy's such a bro. He helps you in the game. He can give you power and all. He is like your only friend in the entirety of UCN, which makes you feel like, well, all these other ones are here to hinder you. He's there to be a beam of sunshine in your dark time. Also, you can see a little Perico go across, and it's like, yeah, me bird likes you. So, me bird likes you. So I'll do ye a favor. And then when you die, he says such a good line of, you play with fire and sometimes you get burned. He's better than the other ones. I like him a whole lot more. He deserves to go in A tier. Above Withered Foxy. Because this is like the first Foxy design where he's actually fixed and put together. I'm pretty sure that's true. Well, no, never mind. It's Funtime Foxy. But this is like Red Foxy. You get the red design where he's actually put together, and he gets a little parrot because he's a pirate. I love the design. In fact, I love it so much. To above Ennard. I'm putting you higher. Molten Freddy. I like him more than Ennard for the fact that he got the Freddy name. And he's got that craziness of Funtime Freddy. He does just look like, you know, a pile of spaghetti. But he's still cool. He does get a little bit of backlash from FNaF 6 having really weak jump scares. I mean, like, just look at him. But the color of his mask, I kind of dig. I dig it. He does get to return sort of lob status later, but I don't know if that's exactly true. The It looks similar, but I don't think it's the same animatronic. But I like him more than ever. I'll give him that. I'm gonna put him right there above Nightmare on. I think I just like Withered Bonnie more. Moving on to Scrap Trap. This is where we got the iconic line,
I always come back.
which is strong. You gotta love it. But his design is really weird. Like, he lost his arm, you just see a pointy, you know, his design, like, you can see a skull. You can look at a big off forehead. Like, tic-tac-toe on that thing. And yeah, I don't like his design. His only real redeeming quality is the line that he drops. Which is why he goes to C tier. And where I put him in C tier, I'm deciding. I think he goes right there. Something I do like though about his cut off arm is the theory that Scrap Baby, who we talked about next with that big old claw, chopped it off. I like that theory. That little fan theory. Which gives his chopped off arm more power. Anyway, speaking of which, we got that character. We got Scrap Baby. I like Scrap Baby because she's pulled out of Ennard. She was too different from the rest because she was different. She was a singular soul, and she was an Afton. Which I feel like that might be one of the reasons they kicked her out, finding out that she was related to their killer. Her design is a little weird. Once again, part of the game with the weaker jump scares, but that big old claw, as you're coming at you, with speed from the roller skates, and just definitely got a better design than Scrap Trap. Not as good as Molten Freddy overall. I feel like that weird orange circle in her chest is a bit of too much of a draws your eyes to it. I think I put her at a low B right above Phone Guy. And here we got Lefty, and actually put together animatronic in this game that you can buy for $5, which I always find pretty funny. Has the puppet inside. Actually, as lore was like made to capture the puppet. Yeah, I kind of dig the lost eye, no left eye. And for all that, I'm gonna give him better ranking than Molten Freddy. Even better than Springtrap. It's an A tier spot. Pretty good for him overall. Like, I think he deserves that spot. Now we get on to the mediocre melodies. In the game that they come from, FNaF 6, they don't get too much. They're just kind of things you see. Like to have power banks with them. In UCN, they get a bit more character. Happy Frog, I'm going to start with. The most forgettable of them. She's just kind of... She's got a giddy voice, kind of funny. But, I don't know, she's just forgettable. And for that reason, I think I'll put her in D tier. Forgettable tier. Below Chica. She still kind of belongs in the games. She still kind of has a spot there. Pig Patch. I was thinking it was Pork Patch from the FNaF World game. We got Pig Patch. Pig Patch kind of falls into the same thing as Happy Frog. It's like, you know, pretty forgettable. Isn't too special. Doesn't stand out from the other ones. But he does got that epic banjo riff at the end of all of his death lines. I'll give him that much. Kind of fun little voice. I think I'll put him in C tier. Pretty low C tier. I think right above Phantom Freddy. I think he deserves to go there. I mean, pretty cool. He has 2 different color eyes. That's a fun part. Mr. Hippo. You know, he has become such a meme character. FNaF UCN. My friend, you've met a terrible, terrible demise. He just yaps and yaps, and he's such a fun guy. Like, he's so funny. And he's getting used the joke. Which is why he deserves to go S tier. I think he deserves top S. I'll put him at bottom S. Just because he's able to be used as such a joke. But I love him so much. because of that. And I like purple too. Ned Bear, he is a bit more memorable than the others because like he's the bear one. He even mentions in his death line, "Don't you hate getting killed by obscure secondary characters?" I like that one. Kind of funny play on like they're all just knockoffs. But I think I'm just gonna put him at a high C. Because while he's better than the others, he's still not like a huge standout. Put him right there, below the other Freddy. Saying hi to him. And he is not like the knockoff. Orville, getting into the last one. Something I like about Orville, he's like actually a bit higher class than the others. He's an orange elephant. I dig that design. Over the purple hippo. And he's someone that, you know, he's best friends with Mr. Hippo. Mr. Hippo's always yapping about stories with this guy. He got a fun little voice too. He's like actually one of the bigger threats in UCN, since he's less attracted by the audio lure. So for that, I'm gonna put him at a low B. I like his character design a lot more than the others. He feels bigger, especially since he's in like the expensive catalog. Funtime Chica, I don't like. Her design is really weird, like with the beak, the whole like opening face. Mr. Cupcake looks terrible in this design. She wasn't even in FNaF Sister Location. She was thrown in as a bonus in Pizzeria Simulator. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, you can use the lore like this is when she was being rent out, but she still just doesn't feel like she belongs. No, that lore doesn't even work. She just doesn't belong. And, you know, don't belongs kind of go in this range. But I feel like she still has more lore prevalence than the other ones down here, so she gets to be in D tier. I mean, UCN, she doesn't even get that much of a helpful bonus. Like, she just got a distraction that appears, and if you turn on visual effects, which you really should if you're playing the game, then, like, she doesn't actually do anything. I think I put her below Phantom Puppet. That's how much I don't like her. El Chip, on the other hand, oh, me brother, El Chip. He's so cool. I don't know why. He's a beaver. That's one you don't see. He's got an epic sombrero. He's used for, like, restaurants later in the game. Like, he's El Chip. What's not to love about him? I don't know. Because El Chip gets his food restaurant, I think that boosts his popularity to right there above Rockstar Freddy. Because, like, he's used in the newer games, like in the Pizzaplex. In BR2, you have to work at his little restaurant areas to make El Chip food. Music Man. What even is he? Is he like a spider? Like, I don't know, but he's such a funky little guy. And he's got the iconic, I mean, I know that kind of gives into his other one, but he's an interesting fellow. I'll give him that. I think that boosts him up to a C. I think I fit him right at the bottom of C tier. Because while his design is really weird, I feel like he could fit into the fun times, but he's also not part of them. And he's just seen as like a music fellow. He's not exactly Fazbear Entertainment. But you know, he's an animatronic, got 6 legs. I don't know how to explain it, but he's fun. I mean, the last one from FNaF 6, we got Candy Cadet. He gets used as like an extra part in UCN, kind of twitches. I kind of like that. Candy Cadet though gives some weird stories, kind of a way to waste your money. I do like his design. I think I'll put him in C tier, right above Mangle, because I like him. I do. He's used throughout the games as a way to explain the lore, and I love lore. Yeah, I think that's how I feel about him. I think that is a well place to put him. I do put him above Music Man. Yeah, I think that's how I feel. Now I've got an interesting little UCN roster. XOR, ZOR, however you say it. She's better than normal Dee Dee because she's something that helps 5020 get to the max potential. And like really, she like jolts around, kind of showing you like you're in some deep crap. You're playing 5020. But she only has a 10% spawn chance every 10 seconds, which gets annoying. Which is why she would go from S tier down to an A tier. I'm putting her at low A because that 10% chance is annoying. Then we get to Dee Dee. I'm doing Dee Dee next. Dee Dee is such an annoyance. In FNaF world, you get the fun little game, which get it pretty annoying sometimes. And then she comes up and sings that stupid little song. Uh-oh, how unfortunate. Uh-oh, how unfortunate. And I hate it. I hate her. She ruins runs. I'm putting you below Boom Boom Bloom. That's how much you've messed up. You get to go below him. Fredbear. I'm not sure why he makes this list. Like, yeah, he's a secret jump scare. But like, then why are we adding old man consequences? I don't know, he's pretty cool. You just have that line or fantasy and fun come to life, which I recognized immediately from FNaF 1, that one guy line. I like him. But I just like him. I mean, he's like a yellow Freddy, kind of darkened. Not much to say. I don't like him more than Music Man, but I like him more than Mangle here. And I feel like he was Z tier because I like him. Glitch Trap is a weird one. He kind of gets that, you know, killer vibe, but he's whimsical too. I like whimsical people. He used to do the little dance. That's fun. But I don't know. I feel like he does a really good job in VR of displaying emotions without talking, like doing that, like waves at you on in the glitched version. I don't really like it. His lore is weird, especially since you can say like, oh, he's like an AI of what William is supposed to be. That's the part I don't like. But I think he deserves an A tier spot. Does he? I'm conflicted if he does. Do I really want to sit him next to all these good animatronics? Not really. On second thought, he's a B tier spot. High B. I think I put him like right above Nightmare. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I like a little bit more. A little bit cooler. Dreadbear. Just Frankenstein Freddy kind of used for the promotion of a Halloween update to VR. I feel like he was underused. Like, they made it him like Curse of Dreadbear, all this, but he kind of like used 2 times. Like the FNaF 1 style night, and he was really slow. And then like the one time you have to fix his brain. Just being up close to that and killing you kind of takes away the fear from it. Which is why he's going D. I mean, he goes above the doesn't belong characters. Like, he's cooler than Toy Freddy. But I don't know. It doesn't really fit in the story well. I didn't know. On the other hand, Grim Foxy, he's only used in one thing, and you see him in the death screen, like that big sickle. His design is so cool. Like I said, I love the orange designs of the Jackos. And calling him Grim Foxy too, not just Jacko Foxy, makes him so much scarier. That corn maze, hearing him walk around and then bolt at you and seeing the flames behind him. I love this Foxy design. It's an easy S tier because like Nightmare Foxy, just cooler. Like, big buff Toy Chica. That's not saying something. And moving on to the final game. We got a Security Breach. Freddy. Something I love is that he actually got his Freddy name back. He is a big, important part of the story. And I like that he's your friend. Kind of like how with Rockstar Foxy has in UCN. While everyone else is out to get you, he is your friend. He's there to help you. And he like shows compassion to Gregory. He is a bot that loves children. That's how they're supposed to be. And his development throughout the story, like especially in the true ending, the way he's talking shows like he's really built a bond with Gregory. He loves Gregory. So, well, I mean, true ending. Actually, I don't know. There's a lot of debate, especially after Ruin came out. And he's pretty memeable. Red Daddy gets to go right there, above Shadowball. gets to set a nice place right now. Moving on to Chica, they really play into her. She loves eating. She's just a pizza fan, all that. Glutton. And I didn't like that. I do like how in Room she gets the pity if you can give her the voice box back. But I don't like her design in this game. The whole idea of like she's just a glutton. I feel like she deserves to be in a C, D tier area. I think she goes to D. High D. I think she deserves to be at the top of D tier. Roxanne Wolf. An interesting one. Replaces Foxy, which I don't like, because Foxy might go. But I mean, hallelujah, right? I mean, it's interesting giving the animatronics personality like this. She's like, she loves the attention, like that kind of character design in her. It really makes it feel like these animatronics are more human than robot. That's something I like. Kind of with saying what I said about this guy up here. It's the fact that he's human, he builds a connection. I'm gonna put her at B tier. A tier. You know why. Relatively low though. I'll put her right below Foxy to show that I still love Foxy more. Foxy might go. She's still got the wolf design, which is similar to Fox, but you know, Foxy might go. So I think that's a good spot for her to sit. Monty. I don't like Monty. He has a really bland personality. He kind of just like mad. He things he did to Bonnie. I love Bonnie. Why did they have to do this to him? They really did that. Why is he always the one getting shade from him? I feel like he just yells a lot. He gets cut in half, and it's just sad to see him throughout the rest of the game. He just yells. He can't even talk anymore. He's just a sad character. Sad character. Vanny? You can get the Vanny mask in VR. And security breach, you actually see her around. You really already knew who she was from the first time you saw her. It was like never really a confusion on who it was. I don't know, her outfit is weird. I don't know if she fits in the story. I think she goes C tier here. But just the mere fact of her story prevalence, I feel like puts her at a higher C tier. But she also feels kind of crappy. She's kind of like Williams possessing her. Put her above Med Bear. Sun and Moon. Sun, kind of annoying. I mean, he gets his point. He's like scared of Moon, which I feel like makes him look more powerful in who he is. But still annoying. Pretty stuck up. Low C. Low Music Man. Moon, on the other hand, is like actually scary. The way he talks, the way he like crawls and even flies through the dark sky in that room. Scary character, honestly. I would never want to see him in VR. Wait, I did see him in VR, and he was terrifying. Which is why I think he deserves to go A tier. He deserves a high A, like right above Lefty. He's like actually a scary character. You got the red dot eyes, and he only appears in the dark. You don't like that part. DJ Music Man. His bangers alone put him at the top of the charts. Even this Freddy, my GOAT number 4, says that his beats are so hard he's banned from the dance floor. And with that, moving on to the books. I'm not a big fan of the Twisteds. I'm gonna be real. They kind of got their shot in the book. Didn't really read the books. Wanted to, but I don't like reading. I mean, look at these signs. Yeah, they're such terrifying. They're like living organisms, not even animatronics. But those fingernails, gross. He deserves to go right below Watermelon Chica for that. Bonnie, I kind of like that second jaw in his design. So I'll give him that low D. Chica got the cupcake. Love the cupcake. Got the stomach mouth, which I just feel like feeds into the Chica's a glutton part. But I do like. I think that design gives her the lowest spot in D. Foxy, on the other hand, he's not that different. He's got the terrifying mouth, but he still looks a lot more animatronic than the others, which I like the animatronic part of all these dudes. And so, I put him at a higher D. Kind of feeling he doesn't, kind of in the don't belong area, but still better than that. Put him above Toy Freddy. Just because I like his design. Foxy's a cool character, what can I say? Wolf, on the other hand. Like, bro, what am I looking at? You really want to believe this is like an actual thing? Look at that, like, half animatronic, half humanoid thing. Like, it's boring. I don't like Wolf. Twisted Wolf. Really the worst spot. I don't like him. Eleanor, she actually has kind of a scary story to her. Like, it's really weird. Looks like baby, and the story is a funky one to watch. Not watch, read. I'm gonna have to give her a low C tier for that. I think I'll put her above Fredbear. Because her story is actually interesting. Fetch. Fetch is one that I like for the idea of he's there, he's always watching you. And he fetches. And that's terrifying. Knowing he's there listening to you feels like you're threatened even if he doesn't want to exactly kill you. And I feel like that presence puts him above Eleanor. I think he even deserves to go A tier for that. I'll put him at the lowest A because he's like a book character. But I love his looming presence and fear. And also like a dog animatronic. We don't really get those. And finally, this dude. Who even is this dude? Is that just Spring Bonnie? I don't know. I kind of like the Spring Bonnie design. I feel like I'll put him right next to Fredbear. Kind of just there. Spring Rock suit. So what? Fredbear's cooler because he got the Freddy, you know. But I mean, that's how I feel about these guys. But something ain't right. Much better. Crashing the game. My absolute goats. I love these guys. I mean, you can't look at Mr. Hugs and tell me that's not peak, like, design. Like, look at him. He's beautiful. Can do. He's a real annoyance in UCN. Bucket Bob and number 1 crate do got the whole in UCN, which I think is pretty funny. Number 1 crate is more iconic for that, and Bucket Bob, it's just a strong name. Pants Dan is kind of the odd one of the group. Can't really say much about him, but he still gets carried by the rest of the group's beauty, which is why these are easily there. Number 2 spot. They don't go higher because you can't beat DJ Music Man. Those beats are fire. And with that, I think my tier list is done. I mean, look at that. You get my S tiers, my A's, my B's, my C's, my D's, and the F tiers. I mean, if you don't agree with this, I'd like to hear what your inputs are in the comments. Where would you put some of these animatronics? Do you feel like I've, overhyped them, or that I'm sleeping on? And if you do think that I'm sleeping, tell me why. I want to hear your inputs on why you love this animatronic. I feel like I might get some hate for Chica here, but just because you're part of the main ones, don't mean you good. Anyway, if you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. If you like and subscribe, that would actually really help me right now. I'm just trying to ride the algorithm right now, trying to keep the posting. I'm having a hard time knowing what to do. If you want to see something, like want to see me do something, I'd love a suggestion. Throw something out. If I can do it, I'll reply back and be like, hey, thanks for the suggestion, and I'll do it. I'll do it for you. And with that being said, if you did make it this far, since I know a lot of people drop off by this point, thank you so much. And like that, I'm done.